What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. We're gonna keep continuing undoing all of our hard work we've put into this truck for the past many years. As you can see, we've already started disassembling it in the last video, and we're not stopping. We're keep going here. Today we're gonna do probably some front end disassembly, and we're gonna have a peel party. We're gonna keep digging back here on this dirty, crusty frame. Probably get all these harnesses pulled so I can, you know, grind and clean this up so we'll get it ready for paint. As you can see, I already did some a little bit of light work here on some of these welds just to test a couple things out. We still have a lot to do, but yeah, also have a peel party here. All of the stickers are coming off. It's actually it needs to happen. Yeah, it really plays well, the purple off the green and the stickers on it, but these monotone paints, they're not good in the sun. They will, you know, they'll suck color out. So I mean, any paint for that matter, metallic or non, it'll suck the color out after so many years. So we want to get those stickers off so they're not permanently burned into the paint. They've been on there for almost, I mean, a long time, a little bit longer than I'm comfortable with. So that's going to be a fun peel party, that's for sure, because there's a ton of them and they're all little, little letters and all that. That's going to be a time. But we're going to keep disassembling this. Our rubber isolators still haven't shipped. I don't know where they're at, but we got to get a couple more things ready for the sandblasters, and we can get it powder coated. So that's going to be a today thing. We should be pretty set up to get everything sandblasted and back next week. And hopefully our isolators will ship in, and we can get this new lift kit put on. We're also going to get these steps off. There's a lot of wiring in the cab that I'm not going to worry about until I dig inside the cab. Eventually, I'd like to do a lot inside this thing, but mainly once I rip up all the door sills and stuff for like an audio system, because surprisingly, that's one of the things I never did to this truck, was put subs or speakers or anything in it. But we're going to do that eventually, and I'll just get all the wiring that is outside the cab for these steps removed for right now. And then we'll dig into all the interior stuff and wiring for those steps and all the little door triggers and all that, the magnets, when we're ripping the interior apart, but we're not going to worry about that right now. So we got a lot to do. Let's get busy on it. And I think just even today, this truck's going to look way different with a lot of these things and stickers and all this other stuff stripped off of it, and I can't wait. I think the first step is going to be removing all of the stickers, both on the bed and down the cab. I want to see what this Hills green paint looks like, all naked. It's definitely going to look crazy because it hasn't been fully green in, I mean, probably 6 years, so this is about to be nuts. That's crazy. It looks so naked and different. Like, I feel like something's missing, but it looks cool. This is crazy. I don't even know what to say. I think it looks super good. It's gonna look great. You can, if you get up close, which we'll get there, but you can see all the outlines where all the dirt sat on the edge of these stickers. This whole thing needs clay barred, cut and polished, get all the scratches out, start fresh, and then I think it's been since I bought it, I mean, it stays pretty clean and glossy this whole time with the ceramic coating, but I'm gonna polish it all out. Fresh ceramic coat this truck when we're done, but it looks so weird. Okay, so now we're gonna remove the power steps off this truck. Just in general, the power steps, they're sweet, they're cool, they do what they do until they don't, and then it's a problem. Especially in a climate like this where there is salt and other stuff on the road, it just really gums them up, corrodes them, makes them just not work anymore. Luckily, we've had them stuck down for the longest time, which is fine because you can still use them as a step. This thing would be pretty much impossible to get into. I mean, it is possible, but it's a hike to get up there without a little platform here. We're gonna replace it with something cool. You'll see it when we get there, but those are gonna be sweet. And yeah, let's get to taking these steps off of both sides, and I'll see how much of the wiring I can actually get out from underneath here as well. Guys, wow, that was a nightmare. Look at all this wiring we have ripped out here. This bundle of mess. Obviously, we got our power steps off. This is the train horns, the rock lights, the power steps, and some other stuff. Oh, the puddle lights that come on with the steps. All that's ripped out. Here's our other step. We got the grill off. We removed our Morimoto headlights. We still got some wiring to clean up in there. I got a few things that need done. Like the bumper, there's there's the 2 cubes on each side, 2 light bars. And then all the wiring for the headlights still needs to come out, but I'm gonna pull this stuff when I gotta pull out all the stuff for this, because I've got stuff still attached to that battery. I've got stuff still attached to this battery. And I don't know what I was thinking when I was doing half of this, because I was like, even the rock lights, I ran a single like set of wires to each wheel well. I mean, in 2 relays, like it was overkill, way overkill. Like, I mean, I was really protecting this thing, and I mean, it was a mess to remove. This thing is also really naked now. No decals down the door. Full green. That looks sweet. And then coming back here, our bed is completely naked as well too. That's just nuts to me. We still have more work to do, and that's crazy, but I haven't seen the truck like at least all green in like 6 years, and that's crazy. It's been a long time. Even this grill, this change up is gonna be crazy. And let me tell you, there's a lot. We're literally taking everything off. I didn't even think I was gonna sit there and pull all of the wiring out today, but honestly, that was the best case scenario. I already started, and now this thing is clean. There's no extra wires or anything running down the frame, and anything I will add or I am putting back on, I will rewire, do it a little bit neater than the first time, clean it up, make it nice, hide it, and make it work out a lot cleaner, less bunchy, and it'll be good. But we'll get there when we get there. Not too worried about all that. I was gonna come back here today and start unpulling all these harnesses, but to be honest, I'm tired of pulling wires out of this truck right now, so we're gonna take a break from that, and I'll get to it when sometime next week, and then I could go and start cleaning up the frame and doing all that as well. I'll probably clean up as much as I can before we get the lift off, and then once the lift's off, I'll give everything a nice fresh coat of paint, and it'll look brand new, not crusty, and it'll be awesome. But yeah, there's no way I'm gonna sit here and pull all these now, because that was crazy with how everything was run, and some of the rock lights and stuff were literally jammed. The harness was like tucked so well behind the gas tank, it was not gonna come out. So it took a long time to get everything out today. Also, with these steps off, man, is this thing tall. It looks a lot better. Which is funny, because I'm like, man, that thing looks good, but obviously we're bringing it down. Definitely gonna miss it. It looks crazy at this height, that's for sure. Even these door handles and the mirror, it's just like look at this thing. It is a big truck. It is a very big truck, and I'm definitely gonna miss it, but I can always build another one this big, and I think I'm gonna enjoy driving it at the new height. Speaking of the new height, we gotta do one more thing today. I'm gonna break this down, tell you guys what we got here, why we have it. We'll get it all unboxed, tell you the lift kit and every little bit and piece, because I think we have like 4 or 5 different lift kit brands here. And you may be looking at me like I'm crazy, but it's you'll see why in a second. Let's get unboxing these, and I'll explain the whole thing, and you guys can see what we got going on. Okay, we got a lot of boxes here, so I'm gonna try and go through them quick. I'll just take them off as we can. Let's get into this. Yeah, some of these, I don't even know what's in here, to be honest. So let's see what we got. Nice new Rock Auto magnet. Okay, so after all these miles and these drives on these big tires and all that, slowing it down, my pads are thin, and with the weather and all that, the rotors are crusty and rusty and not good. So we got some coated rotors. We got the Robestos Element 3s, great rotors, and they're gonna get the job done. So we got a whole bunch we got 4 rotors and pads. This one I'm gonna hold out for. This is Columbia Coatings. This is what we're gonna be using to powder coat this. I'm still gonna keep this color just quiet for now, because again, it's gonna raise some eyebrows. Guess we'll keep with the Rock Auto train here. Forget what there we go. Got another rotor. Rotor's so heavy it destroyed the box. But we got our brake pads. We got some more Rock Auto back there in the back of the pile, but we'll get there. This is gonna go with the rest of the kit we have here. probably good to show at the end, but these aren't anything crazy, but these are the Carli rear bump stop extensions. If you come here, this is the one. This lift didn't even come with one, to be honest. This one is from my previous Zone 6.5-inch lift, but these new Carli bump stop extensions will go in there and they'll match the Carli springs and look pretty darn sweet. This right here, these are Zone Offroad radius arms. Now you can get the factory ones and then drop them with the Carli kit, but in reality, the drop brackets, the sway bar, and everything that made the Carli 3-inch lift itself literally made the kit as much money as everything I bought here. That's the crazy part. The whole Carli lift costed that, and that's why I split it up here. I split it up with the Carli springs and all the, you know, different pieces, because all of this costed as much as the Carli lift itself, and none of the other components are gonna, you know, give us the ride quality. It's just the springs. So that's why we did this. Bushings for it. And obviously, here's our radius arms. These are gonna look sick, especially because these are obviously gonna get powder coated. We're gonna get rid of this textured black and put something more special on it. Okay, obviously, this is no surprise. The boxes match. This is our other side radius arm. I guess this is now a good time to say, someone's gonna say, oh, you have a 4-link, why are you getting rid of it? It rides better, it does all this. You're right, it has all those capabilities and it has all that. It really does. However, most of the 4-links on the market include Heim joints. Heim joints are for off-road, they are not for on-road comfort whatsoever. Plus, I've had terrible luck with Heim joints. I've had that one blow out, I've had the front ones blow out, and you know, to me, I just don't like them. Good old ball joints and bushings is gonna give me an incredible ride. Nice soft ride, not contributing anything through the frame, but this will be nice. Okay, now this right here, this Zone Offroad piece is because I'm in need of this. And the factory piece itself, plain Jane, nothing else with it, is like $500. And I think this whole thing here is like a $250 add-on. And I need it because we're gonna be taking it out of that, and I need to replace it with something. Here is our new cross member. Yes, obviously our 4-link cross member, we got rid of our stock one. We ditched it, I don't know where it is. I probably put it in the scrap bin. So yeah, I just threw out a $500 piece of metal. I don't think I'll ever do that again. But yeah, here's our new cross member. And obviously you could see here how it's cut out. It's made for 4 to 6-inch lifts. And it comes with this. This right here, a clocking ring. Now, we don't need a clocking ring because the lift isn't gonna be so tall. However, what we did need is the transfer case studs that I removed to put the clocking ring on already. So you win some, you lose some. I'd either have to get the studs, take the whole thing out, re-stud the tranny, put it back in and do all that, or I could buy a cross member half the cost of OEM, and it includes a new T-case ring, so I'll be able to unbolt that one, bolt this one on, and put the T-case back in there. Super easy, and it'll be clocked and give us clearance for our front drive shaft. I think that was a win-win. Also comes with a drive shaft spacer. I don't think we're gonna need this, however, because I do have a lengthened front drive shaft. It got lengthened a little bit, not too much. So I don't think we'll need this, but we got it just in case. All right, let's break into this other Rock Auto box. I don't know what the rest of these are, honestly. I've got an idea, but I think I know what these are. And this is another necessity that we needed. And another thing that if you have one of these trucks, don't throw them away because they're expensive. Luckily, there's aftermarket ones now, which this is, but a factory one of these, I think the pair, again, is like 500 bucks, but I think I got pretty much all of these for 300-400. And on top of that, it comes with new bolts. The new bolts we're gonna need to install the rear control arms back on this truck. Yes, they make aftermarket ones of these, but again, 90% of the aftermarket rear control arms are Heim joint based, which means there is no, the good thing about the rubber, it's gonna dampen sound, vibrations, all of that. Your Heim joints are bolting metal to metal, and you're getting all of that stuff right from the road into your frame, into your truck. Now these, however, these aren't too bad because there's still rubber and bushings in these bars I have here. So that's not too shabby. However, the aftermarket ones that aren't this, I wasn't putting Heim joints on here. We got OEM ones, nice rubber bushings, very comfortable ride. I'm so excited. So I think we got both lowers or uppers in this box. And then here, we got our last rotor here. Now we have the highlight of what we're doing here. Both these boxes here are Carli lift springs. Now obviously we got 3-inch fronts. They're like 3.25-inch lifted fronts. And then here, here are our 2-inch rear lifted Carli. I believe they call these the R2 or whatever. They give you 2 inches of lift in the rear. They're still a soft ride. People still love them. These aren't their straight up soft ride coils. Their straight up soft ride coils are no lift in the rear, and they decrease your payload. These don't decrease your payload and give you 2 inches of lift in the rear. So a lot of people still love them. They still say they ride great, and honestly, any of these rear coil trucks, any of the Ram 2500s, man, they ride so good. And I can't wait to get this on here and really see how these Carli springs, I guess, react. This is going to be great. I'm so excited. I've driven a few trucks that I put some Carli springs on, and you can definitely tell the difference. I just haven't been able to do front and rear, so this is going to be good for me. However, these are the rears, and then over here we also have a box for the 3-inch fronts. You may be saying, man, you're only going to lift this thing 3 inches? The answer is no, and that's what I'm gonna show you here now. Okay, so 3.25-inch lift in the front. I believe it's 14 inches. I thought it was 12 this entire time, but I actually think it's a 14-inch lift. So 14 to 3.25, that's a no. And obviously, when you do that and you lift the front and the rear, obviously you guys know by now the truck's going to rake. With the wheel and tire setup we're putting on this, I guarantee it's not gonna clear just the 3.25 inches of lift. And that's why I didn't just settle for the Carli rear springs with no lift. Right here is our Zone 2-inch leveling kit. Yes, we're gonna put a 2-inch leveling kit on top of the Carli. And now you may be like, oh, why don't you just buy an Amazon one? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Zone, I like Zone because I think they're the only ones on the market that does not make a straight puck lift. And these Rams are terrible for spring bowing. Carli does what they do to fix that as well. But Zone, you see how they're offset? That really helps with spring bowing too and gets it all straight. And for the price, I think this is one of the better leveling kits on the market. So here's our Zone 2-inch leveling kit on top of the Carli 3.25. We should be sitting at about 5.25 inches of lift. It still will be a little bit big, but not too short. Now, when you put a 4-inch lift on one of these trucks, you're gonna lift the front 4 and the rear 2. Now, when you do that, the truck still sits raked. Us adding the extra inch and 1.25 inches really with this 2-inch leveling kit, getting us to 5.25. This truck shouldn't be fully raked, and it shouldn't be like nose high. So this should be a perfect setting truck. A little bit, you know, the level look with the little bit lifted front, but nothing crazy, not squatted, none of that. This should be a perfect setup with this. Now, as you can see, we've used Carli and we've used Zone, and now we're gonna step over and use some BDS components on this truck as well. I think this is one of the better kits on the market. And to be honest, I only needed a couple pieces of this because of the Synergy kit. I gotta get custom to get the steering stabilizers to fit. But obviously I had duals on there before, and we're gonna have to put duals on there again. I like it, wide tires, all of that keeps it straight, keeps it, keeps the steering tight. My buddies down in Oklahoma, Integrity Customs, they help me out with all the BDS stuff. So if you're in Oklahoma and you need some stuff done, Integrity Customs, check them out. Tulsa area, but they help me out with all this stuff. And here we have the BDS, dual steering stabilizer kit. I've actually had this on the truck before, and I sold it with my old lift. But here we go again. This is literally what I needed, because this bracket holds the stabilizers above tie rod, so it will not give us clearance issues, and it'll all work out for us. Obviously, you guys have seen these before, but here's our steering stabilizers, Fox. I saw a comment about this the other day. They said, oh, don't buy Fox shocks because they rust quick and it's junk, and I got them with the Zone kit. You need to know that Zone gives you their Adventure Series shocks. Those are not aluminum body, they're steel body. I think they're just polished or whatever, but the Performance Series, the Step Up, and I think it's $50 more a shock or something, but they're aluminum and they won't rust. So if you're looking for Fox shocks, make sure you're not picking the Adventure Series because it's a good deal and they're cheap. It's because they're not the aluminum bodies that will not rust. Even though both of them are gas charged, the Performance Series gives you that aluminum body that will resist corrosion. All right, now we got another box of Zone over here. Honestly, not 100% sure what this is. I don't know if this is the front or the back of the truck. Ah, okay. This is a Zone. I believe it's a 4-inch rear kit. Like I said, I split this kit up and ordered different boxes and different pieces from everywhere just to make this thing right. But this is a 4-inch rear Zone kit box, and I'll show you why I ordered this. One, sway bar end links. I needed them. Obviously, we took those off. But this box kit right here, or this part of the lift kit, comes with new end links. Obviously, all our bushings and stuff. Now, I don't really need these, but for future or whatever else, here are the normal 2-inch lift spacers that would come with the Zone lift, and you put your factory coils up here. If we need more lift in the rear, I can always swap the front out for bigger springs, and I could bump it up with the Carli springs if I need. We'll figure it out. 3-inch level, I don't know, but I've got these if I need them. And then here was one more thing I needed that really didn't come with the kit, and like Synergy makes one and some other companies make one, but again, it was about the price of this whole box for a track bar bracket. So I could order the whole thing, have some extra parts, get my end links, get my bushings, and my track bar bracket for the rear all in one, and that's what I did. So here's our track bar bracket for the rear and the other pieces that will help us put that rear end completely together. And this right here, this box is, I guess, the saving grace of this entire truck. The whole reason why we started. This is the front half of the truck. Yeah, it's in a small box, but come here. Come here. Our new pitman arm. Oh my gosh. Here it is. The whole reason why we're doing all this. Here's our new pitman arm, and it's going to support the lift we need. And yeah, so here's the pitman arm for this, and our track bar bracket. And the cool thing is, because I had a Zone lift on this truck before, I think it's 1 and 2 holes you drill or make bigger for this, I already have them drilled. I already have them there. So this thing should be able to go right on without any drilling, because I already did it before. This, obviously you guys can tell by the white box, I think these are our upper arms, and also you hear that, comes with the bolts as well. So like I said, it was a steal getting the bolts too, because obviously you could tell that I've used and removed and cut off and did whatever. I don't have those bolts anymore. They're all different, and the bolts that are with that are going with the lift kit. So it was a deal getting the arms and the bolts. Okay, so now the mystery, the rough country. How are we mixing Carli and Zone and BDS and rough country all on one truck? Well, again, we needed factory parts that we didn't have anymore, and this is again one of them that we definitely needed. Wait, am I tripping? This, I might be getting ahead of myself. We did get that, but I want to see if this is the right. Pause. That's something else. We'll get to that. This, and The other one is on back order, the other half of this. From factory, this truck has something that definitely isn't anything special. This right here, I have both for the front and the rear, is more HD and more beefy, and again, a quarter of the cost. And literally even the reviews for this, people are like, this thing's way bigger than OEM, way better than OEM, way sturdier, really stiffened up the front end of my truck, and I'm, again, sold. But here we are, way cheaper than OEM, better, you know, better quality, more beef, all of which, oh my God, that thing is way bigger than OEM. I thought they were really joking. No, that thing's huge. Man, that's a deal. This is an adjustable track bar. I think this is for the front or the rear. The other half of it's in here, and then the other side or whatever it is shipping soon. But we got the Rough Country track bars, adjustable for the front and the rear. We needed track bars again, obviously, because all these go with the lift, and my OEM ones are, I have no clue. They're long gone. But this, I'm actually very amazed at how thick this thing is. That's sturdy, and I can't wait to put this on because that's really good. I mean, that's some beef. The factory ones, you literally could bend over your knee. I remember that specifically. This, no chance. Yeah, I'm really excited about these. There's something I did to the, well, it came with the lift, and I'm so glad I did it. And I'm gonna be honest, like I said, this thing, driving down the road with the Synergy steering, what I'm about to show you in this box, the little bushing I got from Norspec that you hammer into the steering shaft, the steering on this thing was dead tight. It went straight down the road in every movement of the steering wheel other than when the track bar blew out. I mean, it was tight and straight and truly an amazing truck to drive. What we have here, again, one of the best deals on the market, because if you want me to be honest with you, 99% of them are the same except for like this one that came with this lift. Here we have the Rough Country steering box brace, and yes, as you can see, we have one on this truck now. It holds between both sway bars, or I guess sway bar mounting points, and then it'll go around your steering box here. You'll mount your bushing here, and then the pitman arm nut will go through this. It keeps it tight, it keeps it sturdy, it really minimizes flex, especially with wide and heavy tires, because now frame to frame, you're mounted up there and you're connected side to side. So it really stiffens up that front end and makes the driving experience so much better. So obviously we're taking one off. I had to put a new one on, and this is exactly what we needed to replace it. All right guys, so as you can see, we have quite the assortment of stuff going on here. And like I said, we got a hodgepodge of stuff because we're making it ride right, and we're not sitting there like, I couldn't get myself to do it. It was so ridiculous, the whole Carli kit. I mean, it was like $3,000 for springs, a sway bar, and radius arm drop brackets. What is that? Literally, what is that? And if you take this, you buy the springs separate, I think each pair is about $400 or $500. And then you could piece everything else together and have the same lift, same height, or actually a little taller than, well, I guess what we're doing, but a little taller, for way cheaper. So I had to do it, and honestly, I love Zone products, I love BDS products, I love Fox, and these Carli springs, like I said, I cannot complain. They ride amazing. That's why we're gonna put them on there, but we're gonna tune it up a little bit, change it up a little bit to ride right and sit tall enough to clear our wheel and tire setup that we are gonna be doing on this truck. Now, I'm still gonna leave that up in the air. The tires are gonna be crazy, that's for sure. The wheels are they're just gonna be sweet. They're gonna be sweet, so we're gonna get to that. To make that happen, we needed all of this. And like I said, we needed new brakes because, I mean, look at these things. Look at that. They're just crusty, rusty. Look at that. I can break all that off. That's just, yeah, that's, yeah. So we're gonna redo that. I'm still waiting on my, literally the whole day's passed. We worked all day on this truck, and still nothing on my rubber isolators. I'm gonna give them a call next week and try to figure out where they're at, plus a bunch of OEM bolts that I don't have, shock bolts, front radius arm bolts to frame, all that. At this point, like I said, I did more today than I thought I was. Yeah, we didn't get the harness pulled out of the back of the frame, but I don't even need to paint this frame until the lift kit's off anyway, so that's not too much of a worry. But we stripped all the wiring out. Honestly, I was gonna leave it, reuse it, but we're just gonna do it fresh, do it cleanly, freshen it up, make it all straight, and that should be no issue. But we're cooking on this. We got to get this front bumper off. I just need probably a set, you know, a couple extra set of hands. Ashley and I can, there's no way we can both get this off at the same time. This bumper weighs so much. So we're going to definitely tackle that. I still need to find a front bumper. And I have a I don't know if I want to say this, but I have a 5th gen rear bumper that I was going to put on this. But my sensors are green, and that would require me to paint the plastics on the bumper, and I didn't want to do that this time. So I'm thinking about that. We'll see what we'll do for the rear, but I need to get a front bumper. And then, like I said, we'll figure out what we're doing for the rear. Other than that, I think I've taken off pretty much everything I've put on. Obviously, the FAST is going to stay, and that's about it. I'm definitely going to put another light bar in the front bumper, but I think that's about it. I literally think I've removed everything that I put on this truck already. All the lights, the bumpers, the grill, the headlights, all the wiring, rock lights. We've torn it all out. So she's about ready. Next step is literally take the lift off. And we're definitely going to get busy on that next week. Even if the rubber is still, if it ships or takes its time, I'm going to get this lift off. And you know, just be ready for when they come in. I could just take all of our stuff and put it on. So we're gonna get all this stuff sandblasted that needs sandblasted and cleaned up. I gotta order new ball joints because this is a good time to do so. It's all off and ready to go, so I'm gonna get new of all of that. Our front end's gonna be fresh, it's gonna be tight, it's gonna be amazing, especially with that rough country steering box, because like I said, this one right here, you can just see how it goes, and the bushing goes around your pitman arm and all that, and it keeps it very tight up here. It's gonna be awesome, and like I said, next week this lift should be off, and it will not, this is probably the last time, I'm gonna say this might be the last time you see it this big. Honestly, I honestly think next week the first thing we gotta do is rip all of it off, so soak it in, because that's all she wrote. Anyways guys, be ready for next week. This is gonna be crazy. I'm gonna come together quick, hopefully, and yeah, that is that. If you enjoyed this video, shoot a thumbs up. If you haven't been here before, please get down there, click subscribe. Drop me a comment, tell me what you think about what's going on. If you haven't already, take care, and I will see you guys in the next one.